welcome back to another Q&A here. I'm just gonna read off the comments. I'm just gonna scroll through the YouTube section, YouTube comments, and just pick out questions that I want to answer here. Here are the questions and the timestamps of which questions I'll be answering if you just want to jump around to whichever ones you find most appealing. Other than that, if you want to know, if you want the guides to starting your business, check the links down below in the description box. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. First question I see here is, do you reuse your microfiber towels? If so, which detergent do you use because they look new every time? All right, so I remember back in the day, this is like 2011, 12, 13, people would like discard their towels after like a polishing session or like a job, or throw away their towels on the interior. And I was like, man, like that's a lot of money on towel usage. And after a while, I was like, yeah, you can reuse them. Like, why can't you reuse them? And I mean, I don't know if that's, people still do that now. Like they discard. I'm not saying like just regular like polishing towels, they would discard them, or interior towels, like yeah, just one use and you throw them away. I was like, man, that's kind of a lot. Because then I was thinking, I was like, dentists and surgeons don't even throw away their tools after they sterilize them and clean them and make sure that they're 100% clean again, and then they're put back into rotation. So like, why would we throw away towels? So with towels, yeah, I clean them. So when it comes to the interior towels that I use, they're just workhorses. Like I really don't care much about them because I can buy them in bulk at a very little cost. So I'm not worried about like babying them because they don't get babied on the work site. They like get trashed. So with those, I literally just throw a Tide Pod in there, like 2 or 3, and just clean them. Like it's not a big deal with interior towels. With exterior, like with polishing towels, wax towels, actual like high quality microfiber, like you want to take care of them. Those are a bit different. I forget, it's a Tide like 3-in-1. It has like no scent, no odor. It's just like it just cleans the towels. It doesn't leave a scent. It's not like super. I don't know. I know it's a Tide product, and it's odorless, no scent. Just look for something like that and wash them in the washing machine. And then they'll dry them in the dryer. Hang them. That way you don't, just the heat will eventually dry up or shorten up the nap on the cloth material if you keep on repeatedly use it. So it's best to air dry. But yes, I reuse towels. So this question is, where do I buy all my detailing products from? So I really just buy it wherever I need to buy it from. Primarily, I'm gonna say Amazon, and specifically like I'm an Amazon Prime member, so 2-day shipping. But like, and that's the main reason why like by now, if you've seen more than 2 videos of mine, you're gonna hear me mention Super Clean, because I can buy Super Clean locally. I used to use Meguiar's, the one that they discontinued, and then I've used those like where I have to order the all-purpose cleaner. And the problem, not the problem, but just the thing I have to go through, which all of you are gonna go through, is that that's like a heavily used product that I use, right? So I'd always have to keep track of like, okay, how much do I have left? And I have to order in advance so I don't run out. And if I do run out, well then I have to go locally and find something. And Super Clean, that I can find literally at Walmart, at like Lowe's, I think, Home Depot, like I can find it locally almost anywhere. It's so much easier for me just to stock up because it's the most used product that I have. And compared to like, I have to order it every single time, 2 days in advance, and hopefully it gets here on time. So I just Amazon Prime, and then like, if you're ordering things from like Shine Supply or something, like they only sell from their website directly. So yeah, I used to go on like Auto Geek. That used to be a big one, but then I kind of stepped away from that. No specific reason, just kind of stepped away from it. But I mean, there's so many online e-commerce stores: Detailed Image, AutoCare, Autopia, if they're still alive. There's so many options out there. Does APC leave the seats hard after extraction? I've seen a lot of folks lately talk about APC versus dedicated upholstery shampoos and how they leave the fabrics after extraction. So yes, and you'll find this topic a lot in the carpet cleaning industry when they're cleaning different type of textiles. With automotive, it's more like cookie cutter type material. When you go into like cleaning like carpets, like at homes, it gets way more exotic and way more pricier. So yes, I used to work at a carpet cleaning business, at a carpet cleaning company, and this was a big talk too. Like we would always clean the floor and then acid rinse it. That way we level out the pH. Did I just say that right? It's been forever since I had this conversation. So it was required. Like that was in our SOPs that we have to extract with a cleaner, and then rinse it out to lower the pH or whatever it's called. I haven't had this conversation in forever, so it's I've kind of lost some of the details in my head. But with detailing wise, I'd always used to do the same thing. You extract with your cleaner, and then you rinse it down to make sure there's no browning, it doesn't stiffen up. And I just wanted to see, like, is there a difference if I do or don't? And I try, you know, I still use 10-to-1 super clean. I'd extract, and then I wouldn't rinse it out, and I didn't see any difference. Like and these are with cars that I frequently went back to, so I knew I could keep an eye on them. And I was like, well, there's no difference. Like I'm not seeing any difference in texture and in the stiffness of the texture, or like discoloration or anything. Now there are some carpets where like I would do it because, like, how to describe it? Because it's like the carpet material itself was already really poor and like just kind of gone. So like anything that I could do to minimize any type of other like damage or anything, I would like rinse it out. But for the most part now, I just use 10-to-1, super clean 10-to-1, spray, agitate, and extract with just water, and that's usually good. Can you please tell me what vacuum did you use in the video? It had a green and black hose. Yeah, so I have upgraded, as of recently I don't really use it yet, but I've upgraded to the, what's it called? I currently have the Metrovac Vac and Blow. I never really recommended it in terms of like, hey, go, like this is the best one. I've always said, hey, it fits me because it fits in my small little van. I'm not really getting it for the blower. It's not the strong, I just like the compact size of it. I've said that in almost every time I've ever mentioned the Metro Vac and Blow. But this one here, I was like, you know what? And what really made me want to change vacuum is the hoses that comes with the Metro Vac and Blow. Super soft, kink up, not strong, not like it's such a pain to work with. So that's a bit, and like I even bought the replacement one, and oh, there is such a pain to work with. So I was like, you know what, let me upgrade vacuum specifically because of the hose. And I went with the Festool 574837 CT MIDI 1. Quite expensive, right? Like it cost $640. I know I could go to Home Depot and get that rigid vacuum shop for like $40 plus to like the other better quality hoses and such for like an extra. I don't care about that. I didn't want that one. I wanted this one. I got that one, so that's what it is. It is quite expensive though. I mean, it's $680 or $640 like in total, because I also bought the 5 replacement bags and then the water for when you're gonna do a water extraction, you have to change up or insert the foam or something. But that was, so in total it was like $720, $740 to get everything that I needed for that vacuum, plus the crevice tool. Yeah, so in total it's like $720, $40, $50, somewhere around there. Okay, did you notice a big difference when you started using the air mover? Air mover is just like a big, not, it's a fan, but like more of a commercialized fan. It's small, and you can, you put it in the vehicle. Did you notice a big difference when you started using the air mover? I'm a detailer in a cold climate and wondering if the air mover is worth buying or if the benefit isn't worth the cost. So yeah, you'd want to use an air mover to speed up the drying process, right? So as when you're done with the extraction or whatever you're doing, you set the air mover, it dries it, you move it to the next section. That way you can speed up the drying process. The best time to use it is like in warm, hot, or not cold, rainy temperatures, which you're gonna be like, okay, well then what's the point of even using it if it has to be in the warm temperatures? And you know what? That's just the way that the fabric is gonna dry, because so like when it's warm, hot weather, or at least not cold weather, let's say like you have to finish it in 2 hours and it's not gonna dry in 2 hours, so you set it dries it faster, good to go. But when it's cold temperature, it does not dry. I mean, I've done it where like I set two blowers, or one blower and one fan on a seat, because I was trying to at least dry the driver's side seat, like at a minimum just that. And the temperatures, it was cold, no sun, it was cloudy, and it was raining, and I had the air mover on there for like an hour just on the one seat to just try to dry the driver's seat, and it didn't budge not one bit. So yeah, like at least in my experience, like at this point I don't really use it as much in the winter, because when it's winter and there's no sun out, it just doesn't dry. So even if it is in wintertime but there's sun, just make sure you move the car into the sunlight, and that will dry up the car a lot faster as opposed to when it's just in the shade or cold. So I would still say, if you have space in your vehicle, or if you're a shop, it is still good just to have, just to have that other thing that you can use to speed up the process a little bit. Again, I'm not gonna say it's not useful at all, because it is useful, and you can still use it in the. I'm just giving you like an extreme example of when it didn't work for me. But I would still say yes, for 80 bucks, I'm gonna say yeah, you should get it. What do you use inside your extractor? It's just water. That's all I use. Not even distilled water, just out the hose water. So not cold, but just whatever's out comes out the hose. That's what I use. This one's not really a question, but I could turn it into a question. I'm honestly still debating if to get an extractor or a steamer first. So I have a video on this somewhere on my channel, but I'll briefly discuss it. I would, when you're first starting off, you're not really gonna know what type of customers or interiors or services you're gonna offer. You have an idea of what you wanna offer, but you're not really sure because you're not really there yet. So a steamer does have more versatility in terms of you can use it in the exterior and interior, depending on the steamer that you get. I wouldn't use a steamer to clean an engine or clean wheels, but the one time I've used it most that saved me a lot was using the steamer with a brush head to take off overspray on the plastic trim of a vehicle. That saved me a bunch of time. But other than that, I mean, you can use the steamer to clean out the seams, center console. You can still steam the carpets, floor mats. You can use it on rubber. With the extractor, you're just gonna use it on a fabric material. So even though right now in my business, I use the extractor the most over the steamer, when you're starting off, I am gonna recommend the steamer or the extractor just because you're not too sure of the type of customers and vehicles you're gonna get, and you can get more use cases out of the steamer as opposed to the extractor. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, here we go. It says, quick question, how do you make money during the winter while having a detailing business? Do you still have clients or work on something else? Asking because I was in the middle of starting and it starts raining. Yeah, so in winter months, so, you know, we're not the only business that faces winter challenges. Pool cleaning companies or installation companies, contractors, lawn mowers or lawn service companies, like they all face the same thing in winter, like, hey, the season kind of changes, customers aren't needing XYZ for whatever they're getting worked on. So, I mean, yeah, so one, you can either save money in the busy months to get you through the winter months. That wouldn't be bad. And then the winter months, just primarily focus on your marketing and business side of things. Or you can do services that aren't so outside dependent. So like you can focus on interior cleanings or like headlight restorations. But like in our winter, like we're in the winter right now, it's not, we're in Texas, so it's not that bad. So for me, it's pretty consistent all year long. The winter doesn't have too much of an effect unless it rains, and even then you just reschedule. So yeah, so like either make money in the busy months, save on the side to get you through the winter. It's either just kind of focus on different services in the winter months. And you can also do like high-end paint correction and have the vehicles come to you if you have a shop, and you can work on higher-end tickets during the winter months. Or what you can also do is, let's say you can have more discounts in the winter months because it's slower, and that's like a very common thing to do, like with like contractors or some sort, where they're like, hey, like we're in the busy season right now, so to install, I'm just making up these numbers and services. I don't know that field too much. It's like, hey, like, it's gonna be, $10,000 to do this service, but if you want to wait 6 months until we get into, November, then it'll be $7,000 instead of 10, because we need to, it's much slower in November. We need the work, yada yada yada. So that's also a thing. You can kind of work that with like discounts and such in the winter months if that's gonna help. But just throwing out some ideas for you to try for yourself. This one says, odd question, but what pants do you use? The pants I have on, well, not right now, but in my videos, the one where he's asking this question, are the 5'11", they're from 5'11". I forget the actual style of pants, but if you have a 5'11" store near you, I highly recommend you go and check out their pants and just ask, what kind of pants you want, and just try the different styles, because they have like different pocket configurations and such. So, but super high quality, absolutely do. Quite expensive, I think. Per pair was like 75 bucks. So it is expensive, but it's super high quality and it's for work. So you need something durable. Also a tax write-off, so I would definitely recommend 511 pants, yes. Okay, and we'll end it here. Hopefully some of these questions helped you out. If you have any specific that you want answered, you can leave them down below in the comment section. You can also find me on Instagram. I do try to comment back on comments and reply to DMs. It's kind of hard when you have a bunch of emails and DMs and comments on both Instagram and YouTube. So I try my best, but it is at times pretty difficult to get to everyone, on top of just trying to do everything else that I have to do. But if you do have any comments, questions, concerns, leave those in the comment section down below. Like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.